What's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. In this video, I want to talk about the challenges that you might face as a natural bodybuilder, a lifetime natural. You decided to take the natural route, which is very awesome because then you're deciding to kind of doing it without taking PEDs and prioritizing your health. But you will face challenges, and I'm going to talk about these in this video, right? I've been training for over 13, 14 years naturally, and I just want to share openly because yes, it is of course encouraged to stay natural, but there's some challenges that once you're aware of, well, will help you also make the process easier because now you kind of anticipate them. All right, so let's jump straight into it. If you're new, I'm Charif, natural bodybuilder, and 10 weeks out of my first natural bodybuilding show. Make sure to follow if you want to follow the journey. All right, it's really up to you. So let's jump straight into it. Number one is that as a natural lifter, it's going to be very fast for you to kind of get over those beginner gains, and then to see small progress will take a long time. All right, especially as opposed to someone that is on PEDs or someone that after the beginner gains decided to jump on PEDs, but you decided to do it naturally. Well, the gains will be slower and slower as you go. All right, and it's just the reality of it. We can't do anything of it, unfortunately, so you gotta accept that, and don't expect to gain 20 pounds year 5 because you did it year 1. It's not just the reality. All right, I've been doing it for over, like I said, over a decade. So now for me, if I get a few pounds of muscle a year, it's like, wow. All right, I know I'm not gonna get so much bigger than what I am right now in terms of quality lean muscle mass. All right, so this is something that comes with the territory kind of, and you gotta accept it. If you're 5'7", trying to get to 200 lean as a natural, it's just very unrealistic. All right, I'm 5'7", I'm 150 pounds lean. Oh yeah, I'm trying to get as shredded as possible to step on stage, but in my off season I would be 165, 170 max. All right, I wouldn't be around 200 not lean at all. All right, so just letting you guys know, it takes time. And yes, there is a kind of a natural limit. I don't think that you just plateau at a certain point and you will just stop progressing. I really believe that you keep progressing, but the progress will just be extremely slow. That is unnoticeable for most people. All right, number 2 is that we fall into comparison, especially me right now. I'm gonna do my bodybuilding show, and after leaning down, I realized that in reality I don't have a lot of muscle mass on, and this is coming from someone that has been dedicating his whole life to bodybuilding. That saying to myself that I don't have a lot of muscle on because I see a lot of other bodybuilders that are enhanced, but I see their stage pics when they're super lean, and I feel very stringy. I feel like I'm a skeleton, and I'm like, my God, I've been kind of lying to myself thinking that I'm pretty muscular, but as soon as I dieted down, I'm comparing myself to all those bodybuilders that do have that tight waist and the shredded glutes, but they're packing so much more muscles than me. And I'm not gonna say that it's not affecting me mentally. All right, so we do fall into comparison. Doesn't matter what level you're at, especially now that I'm gonna step on stage. I've never felt that much I will say it. I feel like I eventually want to be like, you know what? Maybe in the future, I'd like to see how it feels like doing it with some enhancement. I don't know. Those are just some thoughts that are coming in my head because I'm like, doing it naturally, you lose a lot of weight, you lose a lot of muscle. You look in the mirror and you're like, who am I? You know, it's a weird feeling. It's not easy to do bodybuilding. Let's say stepping on stage as a bodybuilder naturally. It's a lot harder, I believe. I see a lot of enhanced people doing it, and they have an easier time getting shredded. And I guess it's just me losing a lot of muscles that is kind of getting into my mind. Number 3, dieting. Dieting down as a natural athlete is so much harder, guys. It's so much harder. We can't get away with a lot. All right, I know you might think that, well, I want to diet down, I want to lose some weight, and it's okay if I go for 2 cheat meals a week and I put some extra mayonnaise on my chicken. As naturals, we can't afford that because we have to optimize every single aspect, and it's so much harder for us to lose lean body fat. All right, that seeing someone that is enhanced, I used to train with an enhanced guy. He used to eat McDonald's after his trainings, and he was shredded to the bones. And I'm like, bro, if I do that once a week, just looking at you eating that Big Mac and drinking Coca-Cola, I'm gaining weight. All right, so it's so much harder for us to diet down, and it's just the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. And actually, now that I'm dieting down to a kind of a lower than 10% body fat, the hormones get very much affected. Guys, my libido, my testosterone levels are below the floor. Trust me, it's on the floor. My testosterone levels, my patience, I just don't feel like it's healthy to stay in that phase for a long term. All right, so dieting down is a natural, because we're not relying on PEDs, so our testosterone, natural testosterone levels, is relying on the food and what we're eating and the fats, and making sure like being in a surplus is actually healthy for your body. And now taking away that from your body and doing a lot of cardio, dieting down as a natural, you will feel it. All right, so the dieting aspect, once you start getting under 10% body fat as a natural, unsustainable, and it's very hard. And it's not healthy. It's not what your brain needs. It's not what your hormone needs. It's not good for your libido, like I said. And yeah, for bulking is also harder. And I'm not gonna be like, well, it's hard to eat food, because for me, I can eat all day, but it's hard to pack on quality muscles. You can gain fat a lot easier, and bulking, good quality bulks, and putting lean muscle tissue on, lean tissue, quality lean mass on, will be a lot harder, and your bulks won't be as effective as someone that is enhanced, obviously, but also your bulk will be a lot shorter, because you will surpass that threshold of efficiency very fast, and you will start packing on fat very fast. I tried going for a bulk to 220 pounds. Can you imagine at 5'7"? I was obese, and most of it was fat. All right, and I was training guys super hard. I was really prioritizing every single thing, but as a natural, the rate at which you're putting muscle on is just not the same. So your bulks also, a lot of times we get kind of blinded by the bulk, because we think we're putting muscle mass on just because the weight on the scale is going up, but a lot of time it's mostly water, glycogen, and fat. All right, so keep your bulk shorter, keep mini cuts, and don't overdo it. Make sure that your surplus is low, and make sure that even on your bulk, you're not eating a lot of junk food. And last but not least, would be that it requires you a lot more to maintain the shape you have. Yes, it does. It does. Once you kind of attain, let's say, the peak natural, let's say, territory, where you're better than let's say 99% of people as a natural, and you're looking kind of pretty good, pretty shredded, with a pump you kind of look half natty. Maintaining that as a natural, your body doesn't want to maintain that. And as soon as you stop putting in the work and putting in the frequency and the volume at the gym, you will see the first thing that will drop is that muscle glycogen and the muscle mass and the muscle volume, and that look that you're having. Someone that is enhanced can get away with less work, yes, to maintain their physique, but someone that is natural, not. Because you're natural, and because it's taking so much effort for your body to put up with all that muscles. Can you imagine all the calories, all the oxygen, all the blood supply? So your body doesn't necessarily want to keep that, and you're natural, so you're not supplying your body with that extra PED enhancement and the hormones and the steroids that will feed those muscles. So your body will be like, okay, you just trained once this week, let's drop that, the muscle glycogen will start pulling out the water, the strength, and yes, the muscle nuclei, which are the cells that you built, will still be there, but the shape, to keep that shape, will require you to never kind of stop. Yeah, and you will need to put a lot more effort than someone that is enhanced to maintain that shape. And I'm not enhanced, I can't talk for other people, but I kind of look at them and I kind of watch videos, and I mean, I've been in gyms. I think I've spent more times in gyms than anybody my age and with my experience. I mean, I'm a personal trainer too, so you can imagine how much I see people training and people come and go. And yeah, natural, you want to maintain that shape. I know few peak naturals, let's say, and I see them putting in the work as if it's their double full-time job. And it's not a sustainable thing once you have a real, like, let's say you have kids, you have a family, you have this, you have that. I mean, hopefully I can make some money out of it, and hopefully I can grow it into something. But yeah, you won't be able to really stop. Trust me, I've seen a guy that used to be very, very good natural, and he stopped for a year, and he lost a lot of his gains. Yeah, an enhanced athlete will too, but there's this lie that's like, oh, well, if you're natural, you'll never lose your gains. That's not true. I mean, the muscle nuclei, like I said, will come back with the muscle memory, but doesn't mean that you'll look like this without doing anything. All right. I would say you even need to put more work than someone that is enhanced, more frequency, more volume, more rest, and yeah. And if you want to be lean, you got to be on top of your diet and on top of everything. And I'm not discouraging you guys. Stay natural, that's the route to take, but there are challenges. Is it worth it now? That is the question. I would say absolutely yes for me, because PEDs is one less thing that I have to think about. You know, I'm also a kind of guy that is pretty anxious to start with, so having other stuff to deal with and like making my body as a lab test, it's not something that is my main priority right now. And as much as I love bodybuilding, I don't want to be Mr. Olympia and enhanced, like all buffed up. You know, that's just not my priority. I want to experience more things out of life. I do love bodybuilding. I want to, if I can make it naturally, like competing naturally and maybe make some money out of it, that would be cool. But if not, I want to monetize the bodybuilding aspect and bringing it to more training and sponsorship and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hope you all having a great day. If you find it valuable, leave a like, leave a comment. Please leave a subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.